honestly was not planning on making another Rell Seas video so soon, but we got a lot of new information, a lot of new sneaks to go over, and I feel like some of this stuff is pretty concerning, so I want to talk about it with you guys. Let's look at it. First thing we got is the thing you guys probably seen in the title, and that's dragon sneaks. And although the animation obviously looks really impressive and really good, this is honestly pretty concerning in my opinion. My first problem is what I brought up in my last video, and that's this is another cutscene move. And if y'all don't know, pretty much every fruit seems to have cutscene moves. And that probably sounds cool at first, but when you think about it, that many cutscenes back to back to back is not something you're gonna want to look forward to. Like, especially when some fruits have multiple cutscenes, it's hard for me to see a world where this doesn't eventually get annoying. Like, at first I can see it feeling cool because we're not really used to that many cutscenes, so it might feel cool just watching them, and it might be refreshing at first, but after a few weeks I can imagine, you know, you're just trying to PvP, and then every 5 seconds you're watching a movie, and then that's where I feel like it's gonna get annoying. And there's not that many solutions to this if we're being real here. Like, I don't see a world where they straight up don't use some of the cutscene moves, so I feel like the best solution would probably just to be to make them very fast and speed them up a bit. Because obviously if you're in back-to-back cutscenes, that's gonna get annoying, but imagine you're on a short cutscene where it doesn't even really feel like that much of a cutscene because that fast just more feels like more of an animation. I feel like that's where it's not gonna be that big of a deal. I could also see another way where they could somehow make cutscene moves less annoying, and the way I feel like they could do this is by making it so if you use one cutscene move, it puts all cutscene moves on cooldown. This wouldn't be as practical in my opinion because it would hurt gameplay and it would change the game a lot just by doing that. But if that was the case, if you're in a 1v1, the max you could get into is back-to-back cutscenes, compared to if it's not like that, you could get into literally back-to-back cutscenes, and that's my real concern. And you might be thinking, but if fruits only have one cutscene move each, which some of them have more, by the way. OP I believe has 3 cutscene moves, but regardless, if most fruits only have one, you might be thinking it's not that big a deal because the max can only be back-to-back. But what I forgot to mention is fighting styles and gun styles also have a lot of cutscene moves. And another thing I'm wondering about, which I think would be pretty cool if they added, is right now it seems like all the zone fruits, like this is a dragon sneak, but he goes into human form for all the cutscenes, and that kind of applies to all the zone fruits, or at least that's what we've seen so far. But I think it would be pretty cool if we could see some actual zone interaction cutscenes. So maybe like for Venom, for example, maybe you could physically grab them and throw them or something like that, if that makes sense. But realistically, unless there's a solution for the cutscenes, don't add any more. We already got enough cutscenes. Realistically though, I don't think it's likely that we will have a lot of zone type cutscenes. And the reason I say this is because I don't think we would be getting this many normal human cutscenes if they were still planning on adding zone ones as well. And in the third Rell Seas teaser, they actually showed us that it will just transform you into human mode when you do the cutscene, even if you're in zone mode, and then take you out of it. So it actually does flow pretty well. And it might be also a lot more difficult to do like zone animations and cutscenes, and then it might cause a lot of problems and bugs with that because obviously you're using like huge models, so I'm not really sure how that would even be possible or work. But we also got some paw sneaks. I'm not gonna lie, this might be the best paw on Roblox because this animation is crazy. The TP into the slam down on some WWE type gameplay. Oh, and I also forgot to say, I'm always like the first one to make the videos on the new Rell Seas stuff, so if y'all are actually interested in my content and like my content, I would appreciate if y'all subscribe. We almost at 5K. But looking at paw and Roblox One Piece games in general, I feel like they never do it that well. Like, I feel like they should be using the TP way more often. That's why I like this move so much. And what I also want to see Rell Seas Paw have is like sending people in bubbles, maybe like bubble flight, like a movement ability or something, because I feel like that's never brought up in any One Piece game on Roblox, and I feel like that's really cool, I'm not gonna lie. But in my last video, I brought up this tweet from Rell Seas, which basically said that the third teaser for Rell Seas is outdated, meaning a lot of stuff has changed, not just a little, but that means they've been working fast, right? But another Rell Seas developer replied saying the way more concrete vision helps, we on timing. And I don't know if he's saying vision as in like the goals they have for Rell Seas, or he's saying like vision in game, like some sort of camera angle thing or something they did in game. I'm honestly not sure. I can't tell if I'm just being dumb here. Maybe they're talking about like cutscene camera angles or something. I really don't know. But that's all the important information we have right now. As y'all know, I don't like to drag these videos out for y'all. Try to keep it concise and just give you my general thoughts. So if y'all enjoy and don't want to stay updated, make sure to subscribe. I love y'all. Love y'all again. Love y'all 3 times. Last time I gave y'all double. Y'all getting triple love this time. I'll see y'all.